Okay, my name is Eryk Czarniecki. I am from Poland, and I play the guitar.
My name is Philip Sones, and I come from Ireland, and I play the guitar, I sing, and I play the glockenspiel
In what band?
in SeeSaw.
When the leaves fall down from a high to the ground, he comes back from where he was. With open arms, they embrace and take him in. The kettle boils upon the stove.
Can they change the roof that shutters their heads for something new? They tend to his room. Nothing has been removed or been made new.
When trees are green, he'll go back to where it's grey, where the paths are long and wide. The soil is worked, in return it gives its share, and when it rests, and so will they.
Can they change the roof that shutters their heads for something new? They tend to his room. That I think has been removed or been made new.
Who is SeeSaw, and how would you characterize your band to someone who never ever heard something of you?
I think we would call it minimal acoustic music. I think that's the term that was someone gave us, and I think that's the term that we kind of stuck with up to this point.
And who gave it to you?
The minimal acoustic or or SeeSaw.
Both.
Well, we were trying to think of a name that would suit the songs, and I think we came up with SeeSaw because we were trying to play on words, because the songs were kind of about stories, and we thought that using the name SeeSaw would be playing on the concept of seeing something happening and then saw something happening in the past, and you could also reference it to something from a child's playground, so it has a kind of double meaning.
So you think your music is also something that happened, something that happens, and a little bit like back to children or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it's basically like observations, like of people's life, what you saw, what you can see, and like expectations and all this stuff like that.
And then I think at times there's a playful element
Yeah.
in it, and I guess that's the reference to the child's playground, the seesaw in the child's playground.
And you did the first question.
Success number one.
And how do you work when you work? You work collaborative, if I remember correctly. So how does a song from SeeSaw come to life usually?
Basically, when it comes to rehearsing together, it's like it's either me coming to Phil's or Phil just coming to mine, and it's just we basically concentrate on playing the songs. Like we go for one take all of them, but then it's like we're just playing fun. It's just we just experiment with the songs. It's like it works, it doesn't work. How about changing that? How about changing everything? It's like I have some random things. We'll combine it together, and then like, suddenly out of nowhere the song came out. It's like wow, we have a song. So that's basically how SeeSaw works.
Yeah, and I think it's generally been a case of Eryk comes along and says, "I've got something. Can we try it?" So he'll play something, and I'll kind of hum along or make up some words, and I think that's always I think that's the way it kind of works. Eryk has the spark, and I try and add something to it, and if it works, we record a rough something on Eryk's phone or something, and just to have something to remember, and then we have a listen to it and come back to it, and kind of I try and put some meaningful words to it after singing some rubbish at first, and then and that's it, I suppose. And then the key test is always playing it in front of people, and that's when we kind of
if they like it or not. I was like looking at their faces is enough. Then we decide either we keep a song or we just get rid of it.
So you could how many songs you already threw out your set because of this?
It's about 5 songs actually.
So you could do an EP of songs you most likely never ever like.
Yeah, these are songs we just played once, maybe. It's like I didn't work. I said, okay, no worries, we'll get another one.
I was 23, packing market shelves to keep some doubts away. You had the answers and knew it so well. I was the apprentice. Around at least 3 times a year. I hear a different name from a faraway space. You still have the answers and know it so well. I'm still the apprentice.
Okay, let's go to a little bit to the history of both of you, and let's start with you, with Phil. You are from
Ireland, yeah.
And you are born there, or
yeah, I was born in Dublin.
And how was your way musically Also, what was the spark that made you feel music? Is it?
I think as a child I loved music. I mean, I used to have this like red cassette recorder, and I'd listen to the radio, and I would just, if a song came on I liked, I'd record it, and I'd make these kind of compilations for myself, and music was always there. And but when it came to playing, I used to have a keyboard, and an old Casio keyboard, and I'd mess around with that a little. And when it came to playing guitar, it started quite late actually. I think I bought a guitar when I was 16, and I bought a CD with it, and I thought, okay, I'm going to learn, and I gave up after about a month, I think. And then I went to college, and I met this guy, and he came around to my place, and he started playing some rock and roll songs, and I thought, okay, cool, I want to get back into this again. So he taught me a few things, and I kind of just went from there, kind of trying to learn chords and just trying to put things together, basically to make songs.
So rock music was the poison for you to become addicted.
I think, yeah, rock, but I always loved hearing finger-picking music, kind of, I guess, like I always liked listening to Simon and Garfunkel at a young age, and I think that I love the idea of being able to strip the music and have the words on their own, and you could read them on their own, and they would stand on their own. But then you put the music together with some of the finger picking stuff that they did, and I always liked that side of music as well. So the kind of noisy music and also the more delicate music, I think both influenced me.
And other bands aside of Simon and Garfunkel?
I liked listening to Leonard Cohen. Again, the same kind of idea, I suppose, of lyrics but with melodies put together. And it sounds cliched, but when I was younger, I always U2 were a big influence on me. Coming from Ireland, it's a bit cliched, but they did have a big impact on me when I was younger. And also a lot of music from the 60s, I guess, because I liked the idea that songs could have a message. And I guess a lot of people may think that, the flower power era, I suppose, was a lot of nonsense. But I liked the idea that through music you could start something, perhaps, or even just express something.
You feel that messages in music got lost over the course of the last few decades, or?
I think if I listen to pop music nowadays, I think there's no message in it, and I think it's just for a lot of it's. I find that a lot of it can be kind of cliched love songs, or there are bands out now that I do like, but I guess a lot of the music I still listen to still comes from the past. So I'm kind of out of touch with the present, I think, with what's going on in music nowadays.
Mm-hmm. What was the reason actually for you to move to Poland? You had bands also in Ireland, or?
I had two bands. One band came from meeting this guy at college, and then we started a band. But for me, they were going too deep into the rock and roll thing, and the whole lifestyle that came with it. And then I was in a different band that was the guys in that band were very heavily influenced by the Beach Boys and by the Byrds and that kind of music. And I used to play bass in both bands. And but unfortunately, both of them. Well, we had big dreams at that age of traveling around the world playing music, and then I think at the age of 21, I think I kind of thought, okay, this may not work. It's time to focus on going to college or getting an education and getting a job.
Yeah, and then you got to college. Oh.
I got to college, and then I realized that that also wasn't. I was kind of fiddling around with different things. I did college for electronic engineering for a year, but then it wasn't really for me. And then I guess that's why I kind of went to Poland, was to try something new, and I ended up teaching English and it wasn't a plan. It was kind of, I was traveling and met some people, and they invited me to Poland, and I've been there ever since.
So they glued you to their city.
Yeah, I think they managed to pull me into Poland, and I always felt that I started living in one city called Jaworzno, and then I moved to Krakow, and I found that in Krakow there were a lot of other people playing music, or people who wanted to play music. So it took me a long time to kind of like to really find the right people to play with again. And then when I first started playing, it was also a rock band. I was playing guitar, but it didn't really go anywhere. But two of the members started playing a lot of gigs and with other people, and I found that really kind of I thought, okay, I've got to go out and find more people and really try to push it and to try and just give it a shot, just try and get some gigs, write songs, and see what happens.
What were the band names of those where you played in?
The first band in Krakow was called the last band in Ireland that had a stable name was called the Wasters.
Are they still existing?
No, I don't know if any of them play music. Well, my brother was in this band, and he doesn't play anymore, and the other guys they don't really play anymore. And then the first band in Poland was called Too Pretty for Porn. That was the name, and I play now with the bass player again in a different band in Krakow, and the drummer is in the States. The vocalist is now in Bulgaria. So people have kind of come and go in Krakow a lot, I think. And then after that, I was in a band called Boys on Bicycles. That was a rock band. And then around the same time, I was in a band called the Sunday Sessions with Laura, who you know, and
from episode 3.
From episode 3, and that was I would say that was something that really happened really quickly and kind of exploded, and that was one of the peaks, I would say, of my time in playing music. One of the highlights that period. Unfortunately, that band doesn't exist anymore. The Sunday Sessions, and neither does Boys on Bicycles because of people moving around, moving to different places. So I guess it's been kind of a mixture of different bands and different styles.
Have you heard before SeeSaw some of the bands Phil played in?
Oh, of course, yeah. I know the Sunday Sessions quite well, and I also heard like Boys on Bicycles. Yeah, they were all like quite famous around Krakow, and yeah, this is how I met Phil, basically by meeting him and Sunday Sessions concert. This is how we met each other.
But you never lived outside of Poland, or?
No. Poland is my country, and that's where I'm from. Yeah, I mean, I've never lived anywhere else. And how did your musical career start? I mean, my career was kind of boring because I just started like the music school when I was 7. I remember in my audition I had to like sing a song, like clap the rhythm, something like that. I got accepted, so I had to choose an instrument I want to play, and my choice was guitar. So that's how I started playing guitar, just in music school. And actually, SeeSaw is my first project because I'm just a classical guitarist, so my career was kind of like a solo career. And yeah, that's my first project, so no past for me.
What kind of music before SeeSaw you played as a classical guitarist?
Just a classical music like Bach and all this classical stuff.
You mean
I really like
toccata on guitar?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I really liked it. I mean, it was hell of a work because you need to practice like a few hours a day, every day, like Monday to Sunday, and it's like last year in a school was like a nightmare to me. But it's like now I don't regret these times because basically that was my background, and that actually, you know, from that times my like inspirations come, and I can use it for SeeSaw, and I'm quite happy about it.
Mhm.
So yeah, he was playing rock and roll, I was playing classical music.
Hands are cold.
Yes. What is?
A photograph.
She sits in a room of empty beds, bag open on the floor. I thought inside her head of being somewhere else. I'll fall down and back up again inside of a melody. She sits on the bed that pulls her in. The curtains cast a shadow. She holds inside her hand a photograph, a time from somewhere else. I'll fall down and back up again inside of a melody. She sits on the train, looks out the window pane. A thought inside her head, a smile upon her face.
Yeah, and then you found each other somewhere, somehow. How?
Yeah, I mean, I just went to study sessions gig because I heard of a band in Krakow, or just curious what music they play. So I was introduced to Phil by other friend of us, and we were like, how about playing together? We should try, right? So we just met up at Phil's, and it's like we wrote a photograph and Notatka. These were our first songs from the very first rehearsal, and this is how we started. We're like, it really works. We should just continue it, and that's how it was. No legend behind that.
I think the thing was that I found it, for me, in the past, that I feel I'd always played with guys who were kind of who were not trained, who were playing playing self-taught musicians, and I think from the beginning it was a bit daunting working with like a professionally trained guitarist. I always found it a bit daunting because I'm self-taught as well, but I think it was the first session, and it's always daunting when you meet a musician for the first time. I mean, to play with, you don't know what's going to happen, and it just came out of a jam, really, the first song that we had, and we thought, why not, let's just keep trying to write songs. And we'd meet up and just try and write stuff, and the songs were coming, so we thought, well, it's why not just keep it as a duo, because I think there was the temptation, I think, at the beginning to get in other members, but I think we thought, no, let's just keep us the two of us, because for one reason, it's less complicated, more people, more issues, more drama, more dangers perhaps, and just the fact that we were writing. I think the most important thing was that there were songs coming. This was the most important thing, and we were able to work together to make songs, and it's, I think that's up to this day, that's the most important thing, is like getting a new song and having something that you can work on, and I think that's the thing that I hope we can keep for as long as possible.
And you recorded in April. You found a SeeSaw last year, and you recorded already your debut album this year, which is quite quick.
Yeah, we recorded the album after not even a year from our first rehearsal. I mean, we're very productive, and we're like, if we don't record it now, we're just gonna forget, and we won't find time in the future to do it. So it's just, let's do it now. We had to like gather the equipment and basically motivate ourselves, but it took quite a long time, actually, if you look at it. But basically, we're just happy to do anything. It's like now we have like CDs, and we're like, something has been done. It's like, as because our CD is called Chapter 1. It's like, we can finish this chapter with basically with a product. So,
and I think it also, when we knew we'd finished like kind of with this batch of songs, like now we're kind of feeling, okay, we have this batch of songs, we've written a few new songs, and we're kind of like, it's kind of driving us a bit more, I suppose, to think about new ideas, new songs, and to kind of to try out new things, and maybe perhaps experiment a little. It was around that time that we kind of knew what songs we wanted to record, and we'd up to that point we'd played a few shows, and I guess we kind of we'd worked on the songs, and we kind of grown with the songs, and or the songs had grown with us, or both ways, I don't know. But basically we had a concept of, we knew what songs we wanted to record, and we basically focused on it over I think it was a period of, I can't actually it seems so long ago now. It was a period of perhaps a week, 2 weeks, when we basically recorded at Eryk's place. So we basically went over there, and because we have this concept of it being minimal acoustic, we thought we didn't really want to go into a studio. We wanted to record it so that it would sound as natural to us in rehearsals. Basically, we wanted to project what we did during rehearsals to get that sound onto CD, basically, onto the recordings.
Now you can start. The one we are filming.
It's called If I Had.
chances I would go to another city where I'd know waiting there would be a challenge taken slow to break out of the daily mode. Being part of this chain is not good for me. I'd like to remove the links and make the spaces clear. Same signs hang out but from different walls. The same color, the only difference the way they talk. Lights brighten up the evening but nothing more. Do they add to the copy of a landscape? Past the wooden door and settle onto a seat and feel that there's something here built up from the ground.
Kind of a tour?
It would be nice. I think at the moment, well, we're happy to be in Germany for the first time, and we're going to be playing here, and this is a new experience, and it would be great to play some new places and try and play in front of some new people, because I think we've played quite a bit in Krakow, and I think I think like any musician, anyone, the idea is just to try and share the music as much as possible and hope that people like it and people are interested in it. So yeah, the more places the better.
This is your first time outside, as SeeSaw outside of Poland, or? Yeah,
it's our first time.
Okay, what else? And what else is planned in your near future? Just playing and doing promotion, or somewhere a next record on EP?
We're still working on new songs, so it's not that we have the CD and we're just gonna play it for over 2 years. We're still working on new songs, and actually from concert to concert, we always we always play a new song, if you think about it. So yeah, you might expect some new CD, but not earlier than a year, you know what I mean? It's like we're still working on material. We have enough material to promote now, and we're not gonna end up soon, so we're just developing our music.
Yeah, and I think I think we need to give what we have a chance, I suppose. I would love to record straight away, but I know that I have to be patient and wait, because I love just having, like, I'm really happy that we have something done, and we have a couple of new songs, and I would love to get them down straight away and start thinking about the next album or EP, or basically a finished kind of recording. But I think the idea is that just to kind of spend more time working on these new songs and trying to do something different from what we've done, because I think we need to keep it interesting for ourselves, and hopefully other people will be interested in, or will recognize that we're trying to do something different as well. Because I think if we do the same thing, it can it can have a negative impact on us, and also on the people who come to the concert and who are interested in what we're doing.
Take 3.
Around the city that he grew up in, from the corner cafe that he often sat in, looking out the window at the passers-by, going different places with stories of their own. At the market stands, they call a tempt him in. All the fruit in season promise a world of sin. He sees the old hotel that has stood for years, the woman feeding pigeons which come from far and near. He'll never leave this city behind. It's part of her memory that he can't erase. But there's a feeling he can't let go, and his flight is due at 3:45. He's taken pictures which can be recalled when the need arises for a change of thought. He's taken pictures, collecting the files for the joy of knowing what he has.
Do you think? I had a feeling you were not on time with xylophone.
I'm happy enough with that. I'm not. This is not.
You hit every note.
I hit every note. I'm happy with that. I really. I'm not going for perfection in any of these songs. So I'm happy with that.
You were trying to be like so secure that you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm happy with it really. I'm not a perfectionist.
We're mostly done. So just 2 more things. We got a part on our show that's called Magic Hat. In this Magic Hat, I collect stupid interview questions from interviewers who don't know how to do a proper interview. And you need to pull out each of you three questions and need to answer them.
All right, 1, 2. All right, I think we can go one by one because I'm not sure if I can handle all 3 in a row.
You decide.
All right, so you want to start?
Okay, the first one. What's the first thing you remember as a child?
You ask yourself.
I have to ask myself. Okay. Okay. The first thing that comes to mind is being at a swimming pool and trying to swim from one cousin to another. That's the first thing that comes to mind. So I'm guessing that's the earliest memory. I think I was the age of 3. I think.
In your hometown, or?
In my hometown. Basically trying to paddle, to doggy paddle from one cousin into the arms of the other cousin.
And
I was at the age of 15.
21. And you were with your parents there? Or?
I was with my cousins. I was with my 2 cousins in the swimming pool, so I was basically learning how to swim. I mean, I did have some help. I had some armbands, so I wasn't completely exposed or in danger. But I think that's the earliest memory I have.
Okay.
All right.
You're next.
Do you like boxes? What kind of, or why not?
Was that really used in an interview?
No.
Boxes.
But no one asks such questions. I wonder why.
Actually, it is a good question. I liked, like you have these paper boxes, you carry some material like to the shops and other stuff. I don't know how you call this kind of boxes.
Cartons?
Yeah, cartons, yeah, kind of stuff. I remember me playing with them as a child, I was building castles and all this. I suppose like every child, like, I was just having fun with them. Yeah, so that's the kind of boxes I really liked when I was small.
And now, do you like boxes, or
I'm not building castles anymore.
I guess it's only boxes with deliveries in them, new equipment in the post.
Yeah. This kind of boxes are cool. Yeah, when you have some inside.
Let's throw out the equipment and a new box.
So you can say I like gift boxes.
Okay.
All right. So the next one. Where are you intolerant?
Huh?
Where are you intolerant? Does it mean in what situations or in what part of my?
As you wish.
Well, I can connect 2 together because I think I'm intolerant when I'm waiting, when I have to wait at the post office in order to do something that I think is very simple, and so I think it's post office and patience. So these two things together, I'm very intolerant.
Have you ever been mellow?
Relaxed.
Yeah. I'm kind of actually easygoing person. I don't stress myself too much. So yeah, I think I like yes. Yeah. Is my mom going to listen? No, I'm just kidding. Sure. Yeah. I have.
Okay, your third.
Okay. What was the last thing you read in the newspaper? The last thing I read in the newspaper.
Coldplay's concert.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. The last thing I read in the newspaper was on the train here. I read a snippet about Coldplay playing in Warsaw, and that was it. Really, there was nothing much about it. It was just that they played in front of many people, and yeah, I think we were talking about what it must be like playing in front of so many people.
Okay.
And I remember thinking that I don't know if I'd like to do it actually. But
You liked it?
I don't think I would like it actually.
Too many people or too much money?
Probably both. If I had too much money, I think I wouldn't know what to do with myself, and too many people, I also wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Well, you could pay someone to play the glockenspiel.
That's true. Yeah,
Huh.
I could have someone play then, and someone carry around my instruments and heavy equipment. That would be nice.
So you could pay someone who shouts the guy to the guy who messes up, and you can relax. You be mellow.
Good work.
Or build cassettes out of your money.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have boxes, but
But if I had money, I could buy boxes.
I would
do
go.
anything.
I'd help you. I have some experience.
you could teach him English, and you can teach boxing. Okay. Last question.
Okay. How much was the last thing you bought, and what was it? Actually, yeah, because I can say I went to the shop and I bought an orange juice, but it's like last thing I really bought for myself, like that really counts is actually because I think so, yeah, these were locking tuners for my electric guitar. Yeah, because I play electric too, just for myself, just at home and just practicing. So yeah, I bought locking tuners for my Telecaster. Yeah, it's actually quite funny because the question is how much was that? I was looking for them in Poland, but of course, looking on eBay, I realized it's much cheaper getting them from States. So yeah, I paid for them 190 zloty, which is €2, dividing by 4.
200 euros.
190 zloty.
90.
It's about around 50 euros.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was the last thing I bought
Okay.
The bargain price.
at the bargain price.
Okay. Finally, some last words to the world.
You do it.
Last words to the world. If anyone hasn't had a listen, or if anyone wants to buy a CD, they can contact us. And if anyone is not doing, I don't know if it's relevant about Monday because I don't know.
It's too short.
It's too short, a little bit too short. Well, next time anyone is interested in coming along, we'd love to meet new people and
find us on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And like our page, and basically we're trying to update our wall as much as possible.
And just one thing, there are other seesaws out there. I just like to say that we shouldn't be confused with there's a very heavy metal seesaw out there.
It is actually a band I stumbled across when I was trying to put together the interview, and I thought, somehow I don't remember that they told that they're using drums, heavy electric guitars.
So seesawkrakow is if you want to find out anything about us, if you want to check out what we're up to on Facebook or wherever, then that's how you'll find us, by typing in seesawkrakow.
Okay. Then
Thank you for interview.
Yeah,
I should thank you for the interview. Thank you for the interview. Maybe you should applaud.
Yeah, a round of applause.
You did it. Okay.
Wow.
Then we're done.